Hey, I'm Rob Adler, and welcome to Understanding Upstate, the podcast dedicated to exploring what makes upstate New York such a unique place. Each week, my co-host Jim Search and I dive into a new upstate topic to better understand what's up upstate, and this week, we are floating down the Shenango River, enjoying the BC Pops, also known as Pops on the River.
Oh, man. It is time to jump in the time machine, man. Holy shit. We're going on a fucking ride, and I'm ready for it.
Jim, I love a boat ride. I love a boat ride.
Well, and you're in luck, because we are going to be on a boat ride down a river that, at its deepest, is like 4 feet. I can stand in it. You could comfortably stand in the Shenango River.
I don't mind a wading river. It's totally fine.
Sure. Do I recommend one stand in the Shenango River? Not especially. We'll talk about the river.
Okay.
Talk about that when I get there.
All right. I'm excited for it. Who doesn't love a symphony orchestra in the middle of a river, Jim?
Not anybody I don't want anybody who doesn't listen to this podcast. I'll tell you that.
There you go.
Find another one.
Hey, speaking of listening to this podcast, if you're doing that right now, there's a couple things you can do to help us out. Chiefly among those, chiefly, however that phrase goes.
I think it'd be maybe chiefly.
Yeah. Well, either way, you should subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. All of those things helps us out a lot. If you are inclined to review the show, write a positive review and give us 5 stars. And within that review, you can throw us a suggestion for your favorite regional orchestra from upstate New York, and we will talk about it. Because there's a lot. I think there's as I was doing some research, a Catskills orchestra as well that the BC Pops would team up with, it seems like, somewhat on the regular. So get in some of those upstate suggestions for us, and we will talk about it on a future episode. Also, after you're done writing that glowing review, you can go get yourself some merch at understandingupstate.printful.me. We got some great t-shirts available there. Go check them out now. Before they're gone, we might, you never know. There's new merch on the horizon once I get my shit together, because I think there's a spelling error on one of the mock-ups that we made. But you know what? It's going to be fixed for the final release. So, rest assured.
Trust that.
Jim, I think we have an Upstate update today, if I'm not mistaken.
We do. Well, what do we need? What do we need before that, Rob?
We need a little jingle.
Indeed, we have an Upstate update. So, I have been reading the book Everybody's Fly by Fab Five Freddy. Strongly suggest you pick that up if you'd like to learn about New York City culture. Now, some of you as listeners of the podcast here might be saying, well, Jim, what on earth does New York City culture have to do with upstate New York? Specifically, what does it have to do with the book that you're reading? Well, friends, Fab Five Freddy happened to be very good friends with one Charlie Ahern. That's right, folks. And as I'm reading the book, Freddy gives a very glowing introduction to one Charlie Ahern and refers to him as a ball of energy from upstate New York. And
Jim, for our listeners who may just be joining us in episode 135. Who is Charlie Ahern?
Oh my God, Charlie Ahern. Charlie Ahern is the director of the film Wild Style, which chronicles graffiti and rap in New York City street culture in the 80s. It is a classic cult film. Strongly suggest
the original hip hop film.
One would say that this is this along with Breakin' are amongst
Beat Street as well.
Yes, are amongst the canon of hip hop film, and Charlie Ahern is in fact the director of said film. And he is from Binghamton, New York, more specifically the West Side, which is the best side, if I have to be honest with you. And great dude. We met him a couple of years ago, right?
Yep, we sure did.
And I immediately talked to him all about Binghamton, New York, which he loves to talk about. So you don't get better than that. I mean, could you make the argument that hip hop started in Binghamton, New York as a result? Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wouldn't refute that argument. But as far as our Upstate update goes, I did see a nice glowing shout out to Binghamton's own Charlie Ahern.
Oh yeah.
In the book Everybody's Fly.
I didn't know that book came out. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, it's a great read. If you know, it really does kind of as a quick aside, it does paint a bigger picture of Fab Five Freddy's life and like his contributions to not only hip hop but also just like New York City culture, graffiti, art, film, television, etc. Like,
yeah, he's very much a mover and a shaker between all those communities. Yeah, integral to making like specifically Wild Style really happen. Because Charlie, he had an idea, and he just he kind of figured it out on on the way.
Yeah,
it seems like in a very in an impressive manner. Like I don't say that to denigrate the project, but he's just like, well, let me try and do this, and he did it. Fab Five Freddy definitely.
Busy Bees. Chief Rocker Busy Bee's intro into the documentary is pretty wild because, like, I'll say we're getting a little off top, but it's worth it.
All right.
So Freddie brought Charlie to a party, a park jam, if you will, and Freddie knew Busy Bee and introduced Charlie to Bee and was like, "Hey, Busy, this is Charlie."
On stage, but like off to the side. Like it was off to the stage. And I was like, "Hey, this is Charlie. He's making a documentary about hip hop, about rap music." And Charlie then went out on stage and brought Charlie out, or B went out and brought Charlie out, and was like, "Hey, this guy's making a movie about me." Yep.
And that's how that came to be.
And in fact, Charlie, that was the first step I believe he had made to making said movie.
Correct.
Had done nothing else yet, more or less. Other he was he had been shooting in like the Lower East Side and was familiar with some of the writers in that part of town, and
right.
One who would end up being in the movie. Man, we are getting far afield, but
yeah,
it is a seminal work by a Binghamtonian.
That's right, baby.
For sure.
West Side Zone.
Well, we're gonna have to do a screening of the Wild Style box set I got with the audio commentary. You'll enjoy it, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We got to get him on the podcast, man.
That too. He's not getting any younger.
He is not.
He is not. You know what? Maybe Understanding Upstate will host a screening.
Oh my gosh!
At the Forum.
The Forum, and do some commentary post.
In the works.
I think we need to work on getting him on the pod.
In true Charlie Ahern fashion, I'm going to say it's happening. We've taken great strides to make it happen. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting. Well, I'm going to check that book out. That's delightful. Speaking of delightful, we got a delightful topic, Jim. We got to talk about the Pops on the River.
Indeed.
All right. Well, let's learn a little bit about the history of this fantastic event, shall we? So for many years after its founding in 1974, thanks in large part to New York State's generous support for the arts, the BC Pops, as in Broome County, performed throughout the region. Summers were especially busy with free concerts at various parks and other venues. The idea for Pops on the River originated in 1979 when Mark Farrow of WAAL-FM had the idea to put a pianist on a raft in the middle of the river as a publicity stunt. That's pretty good. Let's see. The stunt never happened, but when he envisioned something larger, he found willing conspirators in BC Pops conductor David Agard and Tom Libis, then the marketing manager for First City Division of Lincoln First Bank, and later a state senator. In the early years, the bank sponsored the event, organized the volunteers, and supplied the materials. All the musicians had to do was show up. Although most of the Pops performances in any given summer had the same musical program, Pops on the River was something special because of both the crowd and how the community came together to support it. Getting on stage meant a sometimes treacherous path down a riverbank before reaching the raft, and musicians would carry their instruments in garbage bags to fend off any rain. When they got on stage, they fully realized just how many people were in the audience that night, and those were just the people they could see. Starting in 1980, the BC Pops held a free annual summer concert known as Pops on the River. The orchestra would play on a raft floating on the Shenango River in downtown Binghamton. At its peak in the mid-1980s, an estimated 50,000 people lined the surrounding riverbanks, bridges, and streets to see the concert, and those who couldn't get close enough would still listen to it through speakers stationed around downtown. Oh, that's kind of cool. In 1982, a WAAL employee dressed as the Lone Ranger floated out astride a rocking horse during the William Tell Overture, and a first-grade boy dressed as E.T. landed his spacecraft in 1983. That's
I hope he got paid, man. I hope that kid got paid, dude.
That's some great stagecraft. Jim, were you there for either of those particular?
So I was 1 year old. Mm-hmm. I was a year old when the Lone Ranger popped out, so probably not.
Yeah.
And by that math, I was 2 when a first grade boy dressed as E.T. landed his spacecraft in 83. So probably not.
God, what if that was one of your earliest memories?
Was a first grade boy popping out there?
Yeah. How does one dress as E.T.? You know what I mean? Like, it's not saying wearing an E.T. costume.
Right.
E.T. famously not a very humanoid looking alien.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what the process is. For that.
I saw pictures of the rocking horse on the water. I did not see pictures of the first grader dressed as E.T. in a spacecraft, but I believe it probably was quite the sight to see. Let's see. Continuing on, musicians led the crowd in a chorus of Happy Birthday in 1984 as a giant 3-tiered white cake rolled across the Court Street Bridge to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Binghamton being incorporated as a village. A raft decorated like a carousel anchored near the orchestra in 1988. And Pierce recalls a time when a scuba diver crawled along the riverbed with a giant fin attached to his back as the orchestra played the theme from Jaws. This is one hell of a concert.
Yeah.
That's great.
There's a good chance I might have been there for that because I would have been 7. That's like first grade, like mom bringing us to the BC Pops because I lived, we'll get there. We're going to get there.
Sure. I saw pictures of the carousel. That's a nice little touch. You'll love to see that. Every concert ended with a fireworks display lighting up the night sky. Because it was summer in Binghamton, with Pops on the River generally scheduled close to the end of the school year, Rain proved to be a constant threat, and a few years had to be delayed when clouds opened up at showtime. The concert was popular, drawing tens of thousands of attendees each year, but was canceled due to a lack of funding after the 1994 concert. I mean, if you're hiring scuba divers, the budget's going to balloon, you know?
Yeah. They're not cheap.
No. In 1988, the BC Pops merged with the Binghamton Symphony to form the Binghamton Philharmonic, and its leadership did not pursue a revival of the popular summer event. Boo! It would take another 24 years for the Pops on the River to return. The Binghamton Philharmonic revived the tradition in 2019, again attracting thousands of concertgoers. It was sponsored by the law firm of Hinman, Howard, and Cattell, along with aid and funding from donors, the city, Broome County, and other community sources. The summer tradition returned. The estimated cost to put on the event is $75,000, so that's not nothing, which includes building a temporary stage behind 2 Court Street on the Shenango Riverwalk Promenade. Safety and liability concerns, more stringent in 2018 than in the 1980s, prevent the musicians from playing on the river, but the music and the spirit of the Pops on the river remain. I mean, you just got to get like a couple pontoon boats, you know? Get some pontoon boats.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we don't need to build a raft. Just anchor. You get 3 pontoon boats. Come on. I don't know, Jim. I feel like there's a way to do it effectively and safely. The Philharmonic takes part in the annual Luma Projection Arts Festival, which we haven't talked. I mean, I think we've mentioned it, but we should do an episode on that. Because I think it's coming up too. I believe that might be kind of I feel like that's a summery event, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe.
But they play pieces that are coordinated with a projection mapping show. And that's kind of what it is, right? It's an arts festival based
in
around
downtown Binghamton.
Yeah, where they do... It's basically art installations, but it's with large-scale projections onto buildings and stuff. The current musical director of the Philharmonic is Daniel Heggie, who has held the position since May 2018. Prior conductors and music directors include Fritz Wallenberg, David Lobel, John Covelli, and Jose Luis Novo. Pretty cool.
Yes, indeed. That is the backstory of the legacy that is the BC Pops, aka Pops on the River, which, as we were talking just a little bit before that, I was an attendee. I was definitely there when I was a younger Jim Jam. I want to say probably like 7-8 years old. You could have saw me running around there with my sister and my mom. I lived. So that's the thing is like where this like flotilla was is like smack in downtown Binghamton, right on the Shenango River. So like the bridge on the Main Street Bridge is where you could like watch it. And then there's like that, I don't know what you want to call it, that overlook where the Holiday Inn is. And like that, we were over there when we were shooting.
Yeah. Which we've also talked famously about that Holiday Inn on our 2-part episode review of The Rewrite, because they definitely, did some booked a room for a day, shot some scenic views of Binghamton from
that's right, baby.
From that hotel room.
And that river, I've seen people floating that river in the last few years, and it's been like, I cannot believe that you are in that river. That is not the cleanest of rivers to be in. Yeah. So, but in the 80s, no one to think back in retrospect about how this event went on, of just like, yeah, let's just throw a bunch of musicians in the river and have them float for a minute and play, is pretty wild of a concept.
I mean, it's cleaner than the Pennsylvania side, if you recall from our Shenango Canal episode. So it could be worse. Could be worse.
Still don't recommend it, man.
Sure.
It's not. Wouldn't want that for you.
Yeah.
If you happen to fall into that. It's not going to be a good look. There's a good website or a good Instagram account, 607 Promotions, that like has a post about the Pops on the River and has some like old pictures and video that really rip pretty hard.
Nice.
And so yeah, it was a institution in the 80s, early 90s. Certainly a part of my formative memories of Binghamton, New York, baby.
Oh yeah.
Well, that is my hot take on the BC Pops. But we are here to talk a little bit about the man who was instrumental in the music scene, Southern Tier music scene, and in conjunction with that, the BC Pops.
I imagine we probably talked about in the Forum Theater episode a little bit, but we'll get into the creation of the BC Pops and merging with the merging with the symphony to create the Philharmonic and
all that.
Some good backstory here.
Indeed. So we got an article here titled Binghamton Man 75 Left BC Pop's Legacy. This came out February 14th, Valentine's Day, 2017.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Growing up, Amelia Christian thought it was normal to have an entire orchestra perform in her living room. As it must be a big house.
Yeah.
And to have a music library, wood shop, metal shop, electronics shop, and even a dark room in the basement. Even bigger house. My friends had to tell me, no, their fathers and grandfathers didn't do that, Christian said. But with David Agard as her father, all these things were just part of growing up. Agard died January 20th at age 75, leaving behind a legacy of over 25 years leading the Southern Tier music scene. But despite co-founding the BC Pops, serving as an assistant conductor of the Tri-Cities Opera, and conducting the Carousel Cities Youth Ballet, the Triple Cities Welsh Chorale, Music Theater of Broome, Sing Along Messiah, and BC Pops on the River, his passions were not limited to music.
Maybe they should have been. He's doing a lot.
I mean, you can't contain passion, man.
That's true.
You cannot hold it down. Each week, Agard invited friends over to perform in his living room. And over the summer, he would put an orchestra together called the Summer Symphony to perform concerts. These served as the inspiration to start a Pops orchestra, which Agard co-founded in 1974. Starting a brand new orchestra did not come without risk. In order to pay the musicians, Agard mortgaged his house. Yo. He was really headstrong, Christian said, goal-centered. The orchestra's first concert was The Gift of Love, a fundraising concert organized through the Broome County Council of Churches. The concert paid for a well in Africa and also helped launch the BC Pops, a Pops orchestra that operated in Binghamton from 79 to 98, when it merged with the Binghamton Symphony to form the Binghamton Philharmonic Orchestra. The house Agard shared with his wife, Betty Lou Agard, is filled with mementos of the BC Pops. A file cabinet houses binders assembled by BC Pops chorus members with meticulously cut and chronologically organized newspaper clippings of BC Pops coverage. Oh, that's probably pretty dope.
Yeah.
Old posters are framed and hung on the walls, also pretty dope, alongside awards and certificates given to the orchestra. Commemorative mugs sit on shelves, and a cabinet houses mouse figures given to Agard from his friends in reference to the orchestra's logo.
Oh, I didn't uncover any orchestral logo. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. I also couldn't find any of these articles. It was mostly it would just be like the BC Pops is playing next week at 7. There ends the article.
And that's it.
Yeah. I'm sure
clearly they live somewhere.
Indeed.
In this house. Betty Lou Agard did not form the orchestra to compete with the already existing Binghamton Symphony and Tri-Cities Opera and encouraged audiences to support local groups as well. His work in the music scene garnered both Agard and the BC Pop several awards in recognition, including the 1996 Star and Binghamton Sidewalk of Stars, that's pretty rad, on a plaque on the wall, the Broome County Forum, and several Reader's Choice Awards.
Hey, yeah. Go ahead.
As I say, I feel like I've seen his name because I've been to the Forum and I've seen the wall several times.
Yeah, we read off again. We read off the a lot of the honorees for the plaque and the walk sidewalk of stars, and I'm 100% certain we had talked about him. I'll say too the competitiveness aspect that they mentioned, like it's different seasons too. Like a symphony is typically like symphony and opera season is during what would be the school year. It's like your September to May. And then a pop's orchestra is generally in the summer. So it's, very copacetic scheduling wise. And usually, on the musician side of things, like, hey, there's work in the summer to be had. So usually, it's a good thing to have a pop's orchestra kicking around.
To be rocking and rolling. The awards were just a sign of the BC Pop's strong audience following, with some audiences even sticking out the rain to hear a performance. David was a taskmaster, and I say that kindly because he really wanted the music to be the best it possibly could be, said Paddy O'Connell, who met Agard in 78 and played French horn under him. Sounds like some real James Brown type shit. So he made us work hard. But at the same time, you could see the enjoyment that he felt in the music. He didn't just go through the motions. Born and raised in Binghamton, that's right, baby. A graduate of Binghamton's North High School, which later became Binghamton High School, Agard felt strongly about giving work to local musicians. Integral to the BC Pop's mission was employing and shining a spotlight on local artists. I like the vibe. He once told us he didn't elevate himself as a conductor on the podiums, O'Connell said. He really was one of us musicians, and that's the way he treated us. His direction of the BC Pops ended in 1998 after it merged with the Binghamton Symphony to form what is now the Binghamton Philharmonic Orchestra. Community needs BPO, and BPO needs you. Agard also played the violin professionally in towns including Utica, Oneonta, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, and Elmira. And both Christian and Betty Lou said that he never missed a concert or rehearsal, not even for illness or even injury.
No, jury duty.
Oh, jury duty.
Which, buddy, you could go to jail.
Yeah, man. You could get in trouble.
Get a sub, man. Get a sub.
But he said, I'll go to jail.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I'll go to jail. Well, he went up to the judge and said, I've got to conduct Pops on the River. I can't be a juror unless you want to conduct, Betty Lou said. And the judge said, no, you go on. So there you go. He went in the face of the law and said, I got shit to do, man. And in true small town, arguably buddy Binghamton law practice, the judge said, nah, you good.
This orchestra isn't going to conduct itself, Jim.
And I can't do it. I got to put people in jail. So
if you're the conductor of an orchestra, on a raft in the water, are you also the captain? Do you have some maritime law status?
Sure.
Jurisdictionally?
That feels legit to me.
Yeah.
So, sure. Rob, tell us a little bit about this family business here.
All right. So, as a music student at Ithaca College, Agard would trudge through the center quad on the way to his 9 a.m. class, leaving her 8 a.m. class, and also passing through the quad was Betty Lou, who would greet him with a much more cheerful good morning. I teased him unmercifully, Betty Lou said, so that's how we met. The pair soon became stand partners as they played violin in the college orchestra and also played together at the area orchestras. They were married in 1962 in Ithaca and remained married for 54 years. Wow. Pretty good run. Christian joined the family business early on, playing the violin at age 3. She began playing in her father's orchestras in her mid-teens and continued to play during her college breaks. But beyond playing with the orchestra, the family also set up chairs and music stands before concerts. At the age of 14, Christian worked in the box office and helped usher during concerts. The entire BC Pop's music library was kept in the Agard's home, with the family, including Agard's father, given the task to organize it and make notes on the music in pencil. Much of the music was given to the Binghamton Philharmonic after it merged with the Binghamton Symphony, and to this day, Christian, who plays violin in the Binghamton Philharmonic, still receives music with her father and grandfather's handwriting on it. That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
And she plays that music on the violin she was given from her father. Agard gave her his own violin, built in 1911, after she struggled to play on a new violin given to her in high school. I play on that violin today, Christian said. But it's about more than music, Jim.
Yeah.
Beginning at the age of 14, Agard volunteered as an amateur ham radio operator. Okay, this is taking a turn. A certificate from the American Radio Relay League given to Agard for helping with flood disaster relief in Horseheads in 1972 sits in the Agard's house. I don't know if that... We've talked about some floods. I don't know if we talked about one in 72. We might have. Again, with the Shenango River. I think we might have talked about that with relation to the house in the middle of the Shenango.
Yep.
Which took some damage to flooding a couple times. While he took a brief break as he was working, Agard continued his work in his retirement. Betty Lou can still rattle off his call sign used by ham radio operators to identify themselves. K2TOS. Agard had a technical mind, helping his grandsons fix their cars, and even taught Christian how to repair a television when she was a child. A former Eagle Scout with a love of the outdoors, Agard was hooked on golfing after his first game in 1992. Well, that's pretty late in the game. he even earned a plaque and a golf ball after scoring a hole-in-one. And a mounted fish over 24 inches long and is a memory of his love for fishing. Betty Lou adds that even he tied his own fishing flies. Agard took flying lessons, flew planes, and even built a deck to his and Betty Lou's home. Where does this guy find the time?
I don't know, man. This is a real renaissance. We got a true renaissance man on our hands.
Yeah. James Franco could never.
Nope.
I'm telling you. He also had a love for boating and sailing at the Agard's Thousand Islands home and later at their home at Oneida Lake. He never sat down, Betty Lou said. That much is clear. Agard even shot, developed, printed, and hung his own photography, so a darkroom was added to the basement. It was a big basement, Christian said. Agard is survived by his wife, Betty Lou, daughter Amelia, son-in-law Robert Christian, and grandchildren Timothy, Matthew, and Michael Christian. What a nice tribute to Agard.
A true man of many passions. We'll say that.
Yeah, I mean, you mortgaged the family home to make this thing happen, man.
He had a vision.
That's some dedication.
The man had a vision.
I hope you got a payout when they merged, man. That's all I gotta say. Seems like, I mean, the daughter is still involved, so it seems like the merger was probably a positive thing. Those things aren't always, but it seems like in this case it likely was. Probably for the survival of both institutions.
Right. Agreed.
All right. Well, as we alluded to, this, it was revived. The Pops on the River was revived. Let's learn more about that.
Yes, indeed. We do have another article titled "Pops on the River Draws Thousands to Downtown Binghamton." Dropped July 20th, 2018. In an era when TV shows and films are all about reboots, it makes sense that the Binghamton Philharmonic should want to give a new spin on an old classic. Thursday night's free Pops on the River concert managed what the best reboots do: tap into people's nostalgia while offering some updated elements that make it fun for a modern audience. Listen, if I'm not risking my life getting in the river, then you got a high bar.
I mean, also if you don't have a first grader descending like E.T., I don't know, man.
And this is like the 80s, right? So like there were like parents giving their kids sips of beer, letting them smoke. They're doing a lot. So that's the nostalgia. That's the Binghamton nostalgia that I'm after, right? The Binghamton Police Department estimates that around 4,000 people turned out for the free concert. Tens of thousands of people attended when the BC Pops organized the event from 80 to 94. But for the first year back, it's probably best to start at a more manageable size. There was a definite sense of community as people gathered on the Court Street Bridge alongside my friends and me, with families and seniors mixing with teens and young professionals. Ooh, young professionals. What? Some had seen Pops on the River the first time around, while others, like me, had a completely new experience. Not a lot of events cannot bring together everyone like the Pops on the River did. After opening performances by Binghamton High School's Juice Blender Steel Drum Band, they're pretty good, actually. I heard them for the parade for the Binghamton Patriots winning the state championship. They rip pretty.
That's a fun band name, the Juice Blenders. I like it.
Yeah, they rip pretty hard, man. And the Bagpipers of BC Celtic Pipes and Drums, the orchestra concert, which had a loose theme of water, opened.
Okay. Sure.
Opened in a low-key way with John Philip Sousa's Hands Across the Sea and Richard Rogers' Victory at Sea.
Who would have thought we'd be talking about John Philip Sousa again so soon, Jim? I believe he came up in the Chautauqua episode we did not too long ago.
Yep.
Delighted to be talking about John Philip Sousa again.
Icon, institution.
Sure.
The promised pirate ship made an appearance during 2 songs from the Summer Savoyards.
Okay. We got a pirate ship. All right.
Good. To tie into their production of The Pirates of Penzance on August 10th through the 12th at Binghamton University's Anderson Center.
Wow, what a bit of advertising cohesion they pulled off.
Strong, seamless, I'd argue. One persistent problem, especially during the first half of the program, was being able to hear the music from anywhere other than right near the stage. Philharmonic folks and the sound crew realized this, though, and added some speakers during the 20-minute intermission, which featured local singer-songwriter Devine. I'm going to say it's Devine. Devine Myers. The second half came to us on the bridge much louder and clearer. Hearing the Binghamton Philharmonic's conductor Daniel Hedges introducing Wagner's Ride of the Valkyries as the Kill the Wabbit song from the old Bugs Bunny Elmer Fudd cartoon was one of those delightful moments that connects Pop's concerts to audiences less familiar with the classic repertoire.
I mean, yeah, Looney Tunes did a lot of legwork to that regard.
Other highlights included the Colonel Bogey March with added whistling from the audience and a selection from the Pirates of the Caribbean film score and John Philip Sousa's Stars and Stripes Forever, leading into the spectacular and super close fireworks finale.
You don't want to describe a fireworks display as super close.
Yeah. That's a lot of letters for dangerous, but
yeah.
All right. And yes, that was me who yelled Tchaikovsky rules after the stirring 1812 overture, complete with explosions from the riverbank.
It's famously, it is written in, a cannon shot is written into the score. But if you're staging it, or not staging it, if you're performing it accurately, you do have explosions. So that's, they're doing their darndest here. I like it.
They're trying to bring as much authenticity as they can.
Mm-hmm.
I got caught up in the moment, and hopefully enough of those who attended Pops on the River did likewise, so it can get the support it needs to return in 2019. That would really rule.
There you go. I believe it did not, and it didn't return. As best we can tell. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a bummer. But
right.
Who's to say it doesn't come back in 2027? You know?
Yeah. I wouldn't be mad at it if it did.
I mean, look, if they revive E.T. floating down the Shenango River, I'm there, Jim. I'm there with the bells on.
Let's make it happen, folks. Talk to us.
Yeah. Well, hey, when we're up there to do a screening of Wild Style with an introduction and Q&A afterwards by Charlie Ahern, we'll get the BC Pops involved too.
Oh my God, that would be the shit.
What what? We're gonna curate an entire summer of events in Binghamton.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if the Binghamtonians are truly ready for that.
They deserve it, though. You know what, Jim?
Yeah,
I'm only a renter, but I'm going to mortgage the building I live in. I'll find out a way to do it, and we'll get some financing.
Yeah, do a Kickstarter.
There we go. Yeah, we can.
This will pay for itself, baby.
Absolutely. Well, Jim, that's going to bring it to a conclusion for the BC Pops episode. I'm delighted. Lots of whimsy with today's episode. I appreciate the efforts that Agard and people that followed in his footsteps went to make this a fun event.
And also for those listeners out there from the area, hopefully this brought back some wisps of nostalgia. Especially those of us who were out there enjoying some music and seeing some super close fireworks, which in true 80s fashion probably was the case. Not a lot of safety precautions were in place. So maybe that's the nostalgia we were looking for, is that their lives were in danger at that moment.
There you go. Well, hey, if your life is in danger, maybe wait a second to write us a review. Wait until you're in a safe place. You have a moment to subscribe, rate, and review the show. Hit us with 5 stars. It helps us out a lot. Share an episode with a friend. If you write a positive review, you can toss in a suggestion for a future topic for its very own episode, and we'll do it. We're in the season of festivals, guys. If there's a festival that you have attended or are a fan of, please let us know, and we'll talk about it. Those are always a lot of fun to talk about. Also, a lot of fun is wearing merch for your favorite podcast. Guys,
yes.
Understanding upstate.printful.me. Link in the description for all of our fantastic show merch. I don't know, maybe we should do bumper stickers too, Jim. Get a little lower ticket price item in there. Yeah, we'll look at some more merch items. I think that would be pretty dope. One of the t-shirts we have designed for the new line, I think in particular will make a great bumper sticker. I think I know where I have a vision of where you're going with that. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Well, Jim, next week's topic is a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned. Do you have wait a minute. We're not doing that part of the episode yet. We got to plug stuff. That's the no-brainer. Jim, what do you got? That's so funny. Oh, man. All right, listen, folks, here's the deal. Let's say you are waist high in the Shenango River, right? You've done it despite every warning I've given you.
you've said, you know what, I gotta know what this feels like, right? I've gotta wade this river. What is the deal? Well, you know, you didn't follow my one suggestion, but I implore you to follow my other one, which is to go get my album, Upstate Understandings. Go get it. Jimsearch.bandcamp.com is a good place to get the physical copies. It is on all digital streaming platforms. You can run it up in a variety of ways, but if you do run it up through the Bandcamp option, that money comes to me a little bit quicker. And go get it, man. It's a very dope album. I gave you the jokes, Rob gave you the edits, and my friend Adam gave you the cover, and Matt did the filming. So go do all of that, and it's worth it. You're gonna love it. What else can you do? There's some t-shirts over there too if you wanna support the album. Also, this summer, I got some really cool shit happening in Binghamton in the end of August. I will divulge that in a little bit, but just know that I got something very cool coming up for the end of August in Binghamton. It's going to rip pretty hard. In the meantime, in between time, you can go find my show dates and things like that at jimsearchcomedy.com. And you know what? Follow the show, man. Email us at understandingupstate@gmail.com. And yeah, just tell everyone you know in the upstate New York universe about our podcast. We enjoy doing this shit and talking upstate shit. And we appreciate everybody who tunes in for it. Rob, they've done all those things, but yet they want more things to do, much like our tribute to our friend. They can't sit down.
Yeah.
Can't sit down.
Well,
what else can they do?
Let's just say you just mortgaged the home to start a symphony orchestra that leans heavy into bits, and not just bits, but skits in the river. A bit of a crazy idea. You don't know how to break it to your wife. But you're going to throw on my album, New York Sticky, and by the time the album finishes, you'll have had plenty of time to think how to break it to your wife that not only are your financial situation now, is it dire, you also need to find a first grader to dress up as E.T. So lots of things to do, but my album can help you think through it. Among other things, it can just help you have a good time. So go grab it at brooklynfrequency.bandcamp.com. Link in the description for that. There's some other music on there as well. Go check it out. Jim, I think we at this point now need to give a hint for
Indeed.
Next
I'm
week's
happy
episode.
to do that now. I'm going to direct you to get to the chopper.
There you go. I like it. I like it. It's gonna be a good one next week. Lots of twists and turns. That leads us to the last twist in today's episode, which is a little up pun to get us out of here, Jim.
Yes.
You ready?
I think so.
Jim, those fireworks are super close. I need to head on up and out of here.
There it is. I knew we could land it. I knew we were going to land the plane on that one.
There we go.
Understanding Upstate is a podcast hosted by Jim Search and Rob Adler, edited by Rob Adler, and music from Regal Monk.